guys, it's Miss Coley again, hitting you all up. We're moving on in our 5 paragraph essay, and today we're going to do a little bit of review. I have some really cool interactive notes for you. So if you look here, everybody should have that out on their desk. If you don't, I'll wait a second for you to get it out. Name should be up, date, of course, your period, all that stuff. This is something you are to keep in your binders. Again, remember, this essay format is something you can use forever. So it's really important that you keep it with you. All right, so I should have poked holes in it. Use it forever, okay? So aside from that, let's move on and see where we are. Exit all these wonderful things out. So we started looking into 5 paragraph essay writing. One of the main things we talked about is what is an essay. An essay is a formal piece of writing that answers an important question. So I would love for you guys right now to fill in that blank where it says formal. And also the next portion should be, somebody help me out. Question. Yes, it's an important question. So it's really important. All right, so in addition, if you look at your notes, it says that an essay should have structure, which means it should be well organized. We were going to really talk about that structure today and then go into our introduction. So that'll be something really exciting for you all. All right, so moving right along, and let's skip it down a little bit. Right now, we're just doing a little bit of review so you can fill in your notes. So boom, there we go. So you guys know this already. We've been saying it again and again, but your claim plus your reasons equals your thesis statement. So right now, I would like for you to fill that in. Make sure you remember that. Thesis statement, guys, really is your roadmap. It's the thing that's going to get you from the beginning to the end of your essay. So it's really important. Claim plus reasons equals thesis statement. And how many reasons do we need? Three reasons. So fill that in. Okay, let's see. Now let's fast forward all the way to essay format. That's one thing that it's a little bit more fresh. So boom, how to format your 5 paragraph essay. And that's a wonderful little person right there. Overall, guys, your essay should be like greeting someone or meeting someone for the first time. First thing you see is their face. You're looking at them and it's so cool or not cool. Overall, though, it hooks you in. It lets you start to see, I'm getting all the details. I can get to know more about this person by looking at the rest of them. For right now, though, your first thing you see when you meet someone is their face. Same thing with your introductory paragraph. First thing they'll be able to do is get to meet what we call a hook, and we'll dig into it a little bit more, but I want you to get this idea. Most of the person's body, a big portion of your body, is made up of the body. So when we think about our essays, majority of our essays, 2 to 4 paragraphs, are going to be the body of the essay. That's where all of your wonderful detail, all of that great stuff goes into. And finally, you'll have your conclusion, which is that thing that leaves them thinking and wondering. It's the final portion of your essay. Again, we're going to break all these down one by one. I'll give you opportunity to do them, fix it up at home, come and do some peer editing. Miss Coley will be able to look over some of it. For the most part, we'll really take it slow enough where you'll really get it down pat. Okay? So next up, your 5 paragraph essay must include. This is another cool way, just in case you're not into the whole format of the person and the body. Another cool way is to look at it kind of like a sandwich or a hamburger. Overall, you have your introduction on top, your thesis statement, or I'm sorry, your conclusion on the bottom, and coupled in the middle. The real bulk of what you like in your sandwich is the body. So remember, start off with the top, end off with the bottom, but the body is the bulk of it. Some things that you need to make sure you have is a hook and a thesis statement that goes in that introductory paragraph. Your 3 body paragraphs has a whole bunch of other things that we'll dig into later. And then your conclusion is really important because you summarize it by restating your thesis. So this is what it looks like. Yes. So take a minute, guys. I'm actually going to pause the tape just so you have an opportunity to fill in these blanks. It's already drawn out for you if you look at the space, but I really want you to pay attention to the major things: introduction, your body. You might want to note that. Conclusion. You want to note that the end of your introduction has your thesis statement, but the beginning of your conclusion restates the thesis statement. In between, you have all of your reasons and all the supporting information that goes with it. So take a minute. Ms. Cole is going to pause the tape just so you will have the opportunity to fill this in. Okay? Take a few minutes. Go ahead. All right, guys, so we're back. More than likely, I paused the tape, but we're back up and running. And we're looking at, whoa, this is how an essay will actually look when all is said and done. Now, we're not going to read through this all right now. However, for the most part, I want you to pay attention to, if you look at your introduction, right at the end of this introduction, what do we have here? Yes, a thesis statement. If you look, the first reason here says my fifth grade teacher. That's an person that influenced my life. And this whole paragraph in red that matches that is all about the fifth grade teacher and her influence on my life. Secondly, if we look, the color is blue. And moving to Maryland, that was an event that happened. In this second paragraph, the whole thing is a whole bunch of detail about moving miles away from my family, how we were really close, and it has changed my life, and how I am now a lot more independent. All right, and finally, the phrase YOLO. I don't even think I said it right. YOLO. Is it cool enough? Whatever. Finally, the phrase YOLO, if you look here, I put in addition to the fifth grade teacher and moving, I've been influenced by the familiar phrase YOLO, and I dig into that a little bit more. And then finally is your conclusion paragraph. So I just wanted you to see the format, guys, before we really dig into it. But this is the bigger picture and what all of you guys are going to be able to do at the end of this. Now, how to write your introduction. That's really important. Now that you all should have your thesis statement down pat, hopefully I was able to kind of go through them all with you. But what do you do now? You start your introduction. Remember, your introductory, when you think about that body, is the face. And a lot of times it's warm when you have a smiling face to greet you. Imagine if the face wasn't as happy. You were really probably not inclined to really get to meet that person. Same thing with your introduction. If it's not great, guys, more than likely someone wouldn't want to continue. They're not going to want to meet you or keep going with the conversation or whatever you have. So make sure your introduction, one, starts off with a hook. Hook. After that, you'll have a strong comment. And then after that, your thesis statement. Your hook, guys, actually grabs the reader's attention. Kind of like a fish being hooked. Overall, you want to make sure that it's something really good that'll really get them to want to keep reading. In addition to that, you'll have what we call a strong comment. Strong comments, guys, can be anything as long as it's general and it supports the claim. And I'll show you actually what I mean by that. Finally, of course, there's that wonderful thing that you all should have right now, your map to your essay, which is the thesis statement. That is going to give the reader an overview of your essay. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Now, when it comes to this hook, grabbing the reader's attention, it is a sentence or two that gets them to want to keep reading. And you look at the cool little fish down there. Yeah, he's a goner. All right, so different types of hooks. There are 4 major types of hooks that I want to look at. The first one is a rhetorical question. The second one is a fact. The third one is statistics. And finally, anecdotes. So what does that mean, guys? You're going to take a minute because you have to remember you're filling all of this stuff in. But your rhetorical question asks the reader questions that you already know the answer to. Something like, would you want to win the lottery? Duh, would you want to be rich? So anything that you can ask that you generally know the answer to, but you're just giving it out there so it can spark the person's interest, hook them into your essay, that's a rhetorical question. If they can't really answer yes or no distinctly, then it's probably not rhetorical and it'll be a little bit too difficult. So we can practice that a little bit on the side if you still have questions, but for the most part, it's a general question that you already know the answer to. It's just leading them to start thinking like you think. A fact, something that's true, a true statement that you might have dug out to help set the stage. It can be something like, did you know that 2 out of 3 people who smoke can end up with lung cancer and possibly die? That's a fact. But it's also a statistic, which leads us to the next one. A statistic is a fact that includes numbers. So they kind of alike, just one of them has numbers, one of them does not. In addition, we have an anecdote, which is one of my personal favorites, possibly because Miss Coley talks a lot. Yeah. But an anecdote is a short story. This, a lot of times, especially when it's something that can be emotional, you can tug at people's hearts if you tell us good story. All right, so what we want to do is kind of pull back. Remember what our prompt was. We're writing a personal narrative essay about a significant influence on our identity. For you, it's your identity. So Miss Coley came up with her own thesis statement, and my thesis statement is things that have influenced my life are my 5th grade teacher, and I actually rather put some things that have influenced my life are my 5th grade teacher, moving to Maryland, and the phrase YOLO. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. I made this cool pie from scratch, and it's kind of good. Yeah, it's really good. And you guys, sorry. It was just sitting there calling me. All right, so overall, this is my thesis statement, and I want to start writing my introduction. Thesis statement goes last, introduction goes first, and then our wonderful comments are somewhere in the middle. So let's see if we can figure this thing out. Good job, good job. All right, guys, so what we're going to end up doing right now is we're going to figure out on our own the next steps, meaning how do we write our own introduction. You're starting out with your hook. After your hook, you want to make sure you give me a good phrase, a cool phrase, something that will tie in, your entire essay, or basically that will tie in your and support your claim. Sorry, my brain. It's late. It's actually really late this time. And then finally, you want to make sure you put that thesis statement at the end. So good luck, guys. I'll be coming around to make sure you're doing a very good job. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Peace.